I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. I had a very interesting day. I worked my tail off today. I did it again. We'll say 6.5 hours. I took a couple of 20-minute breaks. Yeah, it would have been, I would have hit 7 hours and 15 minutes. So I'll say 6.5 I actually worked. I only drove 44 miles. And that included stopping home twice for my 20-minute breaks. Bathroom and a cup of tea. The opportunity was there. I didn't plan on doing this today, but you take it when you can get it. And it's a nice change of pace, not just delivering, because now I just hit 45 miles. And I moved around a lot. It tells me that I'm ready to get something else, something with marketing, something, move around more. I liked being around people all day, like talking to people at least, passing their paths. And being outside and moving around, I liked it. Nothing wrong with regrouping, but I'm getting ready to get back out there again. I didn't plan on going live. I know it's a very strange time, 6 o'clock, dinner rush. A lot of the gig workers are probably working right now because in my area, once it hits like 8 or 9 o'clock, it's over right now with what's going on. But it might be busy because it's very cold and it is winter. So I'll start telling you my day. It's very interesting. A lot of things happened. I went live earlier. My very first iVueit. I did 16 iVueits today. I made 192. I believe 192. They all pay $12 a pop. And I squeezed in one Grubhub on the way home when I took a break. And I said, oh, I'm happy I turned it on. It was a Freeport pickup, Freeport drop-off. That's where I live. My first iVueit, they sent me to a bank. It must have just closed because it wasn't closed that long ago. It was opened. And nobody plowed. Nobody even, like, I could see cutting off the parking lot. But nobody even shoveled the sidewalk. And whoever owns that property, that's their responsibility. If anyone's there, if not, you'll watch it when you watch it. So then I went to the next one. It was a Chase Bank that I've done before in Freeport. Maybe that was the third one. I did one after that. Then I went to the third one. And it's in the heart of town where there's a lot of foot traffic. It's right off the Sunrise Highway. There's a lot of foot traffic. And the parking lot was never plowed, nor the sidewalks. I mean, horrific conditions. And there's a bunch of other businesses around this bank, and it's in front of a train station. And there was a lawyer outside that had his property taped off. They took yellow tape to tape it off. I mean, I know I'm talking, but I'm going the speed of everyone else. There's always one that wants to get right in there. And I pulled my front of the car underneath the tape because I didn't know where else to park. And once I realized how bad it was too late to turn around. I had to follow the path and follow lead to get out of the parking lot. It was so bad. You know, when you go down side streets and you're holding onto your steering wheel and you see the gravel, but then you see tons of foot bumps of snow and ice. That was the entire parking lot. I mean, it was bad. So when I get out of my car, the lawyer goes, "The banks are closed, honey. I'm out here telling everyone." And I said, "I'm here to audit the property." And he was like, "Really?" He was like, "No one was here yesterday. This is really bad. I'm telling everyone that the bank is closed now. And he said, because it was opened and they had to close because the conditions were so dangerous. Oh, they just accepted another iVueit. Yes. So I'm looking up at him. It's his office. I said, is this your business, sir? And he said, yes, it is. And I'm telling everyone. And I said, well, that's really nasty to all these people. I'm sure they need to get their money. I'm sure they need to bank. And he was like, exactly. I'm sure they have to get in there. And they closed because the business, the company, now I'm talking today. Think about it. This snowstorm, it was completely done early Tuesday morning. And not once, he said, not once. His property was perfectly cleared, but he had to cut it off because people were going to use his spots. He was letting people in for his business. He had to do what he had to do because then his customers, his clients wouldn't have had a parking spot. And I said, thank you very much, sir. He was like, there's a lot of big buildings there. And I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, oh, I hope they come and fix it. Because he was directing traffic because it was chaotic when I pulled up. Chaotic. People couldn't get out. I couldn't believe I even got my car out of the parking lot. Then I did a few more. I mean, it was just crazed. And I went and did one more. And then all the other ones that I took disappeared and they were canceled by the company. So I was like, oh, let me go home. That's when I took a 20-minute break. And I said, I'll do a few more Grubhubs and I'll call it a day. I got stuff to do. I didn't want to deliver all day. I was really grateful for what happened yesterday. And I was really grateful I had what I had today unexpectedly. And when I went back out and I went and got gas and I went to go start delivering, iVueit put a notification up. They have all these iVueits to do. Bank of America and Chase. So I go to a Bank of America where I went before and I've said how bad it was. I mean, it wasn't even plowed. And this time, the parking lot was plowed, but around the building and the snow up to the door, I was taking pictures and this guy just made light conversation with me. They had an ATM outside of the wall next to the front door. So you could walk up. You could park right there, but you walk up. And he's looking at me. I said, I'm here auditing the property. He said, this is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. He goes, I can fall. Anybody could fall. And then another man came out from the bank. It was a Bank of America. And he said, this is absolutely ridiculous. The first guy said, this is unacceptable. And then that first guy was talking to me because I showed him the app. And he was like, oh, how interesting. I said, yeah, it's, occasionally you earn some extra income. I'm on a roll today. I told him all the banks that I did. And he goes, do they ever follow through to help it? He goes, this time the parking lot was plowed. I said, last time it wasn't even plowed. I was here. I did it. And he was just like, look, I'm standing on snow in front of the ATM. Like, it wasn't even shoveled. It wasn't even shoveled. It was just so bad, guys. But this is why they have people like us out in the field. Now, I keep busy all day. I'm really like, wow, I take another break. I couldn't believe that all the gigs were back up there. iVueit said, we have jobs. We have jobs. But they did take them away and they put them back. So I went for it. I said, this is a nice change of pace. You know exactly what you're going to make. You're not working for tips. And I'm not driving as much because I'm going to a location and I'm getting out for 15 minutes and I'm doing the gig and I'm walking around a lot. And it was a lot easier to walk around this time compared to last time. We fast forward to the evening just now. I just did my last one. And the one before this one, I was in Oceanside. And it was a big Bank of America. And while I was walking to my car after getting the pictures, This woman, I see her pull up and she's getting out and she starts taking pictures. I'm like, what the? So I pull up and I go, excuse me. Nobody else is around. It's still early, but no one else is around in that property. I said, excuse me, are you doing iVueits? And she said, yes. And I was like, wow, I just did it. I wonder why they sent two people. This is very interesting, guys, because this has never happened to me, that I actually saw someone else doing the same property that I was doing. Now, if any of you can give me feedback to why a company would send two people, a different outlook, maybe they need more pictures, create more jobs, create more, like, everybody could bring a different point of view to the table and everybody could earn a little money instead of paying someone $25, one person, relying on one person to get all the images that you need to send to the company. You're sending two people. Maybe they send more than that. And I was like, oh, my name's Michelle. What's your name? And I was like, oh, wow, that's so interesting. I said, I just finished. I did a whole load of them today, whatever I said to her. So I gave her a card. I said, I'm not selling you anything. And she grabbed it. She was very open-minded to it. I think she was about my age. She was like, I live in Oceanside. I'm just doing some. I was like, wow. They sent another person to do the same property that I just did. And she took the card. I said, check it out. It's a free app. You save money when you get gas. I think she will. And then maybe she'll check out my YouTube channel. You never know. So I just finished that. And I'm just so happy I did it. I wonder if they're going to have some more for the nighttime in a few minutes. I really have to use the bathroom again. I got to stop home. I might just make it a power play and take the rest of the days off and work on my business. And I got some other things to do, responsibility stuff. This was an unexpected treat. I was like, I need to get out there and maybe work for some company that promote products and get out there and get a new friend. I learned so much today. That lawyer man was so nice, telling all these people, now, you have to understand, these people really needed to get to the bank. They're the little people on the pole. And I was right in the heart of the village. And he was like, I'm telling all of them because they speak mainly Spanish. So it'll be 16. I did it in a very small area. I was like South Hempstead on Grand Avenue, a little bit of Baldwin, a little bit of Freeport, a little bit of Merrick, a little bit of Belmore. I did go up to Seaford, and then I went right into Wantaw, and all the rest of them were Merrick, Freeport, Baldwin, and I just did one in Oceanside, Rockville Center, but it's smaller here. See, when you go out east where I live, there's a lot more ground to cover. There's a lot more road to drive to get to locations. In the heart of Nassau County, if you get a day like today with all the banks, they're all over the place and they're very local. I just hit 48 miles. That's really great. It's great. So I'm going to take a break and I'm going to see if they turn them on again for night. I'm in the mood and I have a follow-up appointment tomorrow, mid-morning, and then I could work on my business. I never expected to do this. Very, very interesting. Good day. I can't believe they sent another person there. She even looked at me like, really? I was like, I just did it. I think she said her name was Catherine. So, guys, I couldn't believe how bad that bank was. They had to close the bank down because the conditions were so bad on the property. And I got the pictures I got. I must have took 50 pictures on that one. You could see the mountains. You could see the pavement and the mountains, the pavement and the mountains. And if you're driving in a little car, or even a big car, how your car turns and turns, topples to the side because it's not smooth at all. It was never plowed. And I got people like, they were trying to walk across their property because they wanted to go to the bank and they were pulling carts and they couldn't even walk. And I got people in action where They're trying to walk on this mess. I mean, it was a mess. So now I'm going to look and see if there's any more for the nighttime. Maybe hang in there till like 8. Maybe get out there and do 3 more if there's some on there. If not, I'm going to call it a night. But I definitely need to use the bathroom before I make that decision. Just drinking a lot of tea and coffee. 2 power play days I never planned on. 192 after they approved the last 2. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for listening. I thought you would find this very interesting. Visit the links in the description below for the Get Upside app. Visit the links in the description below for the survey.com merchandising jobs. And check out the iVueits app. Because if they're sending me out and they're sending 2 people per job to get a different perspective of the property, that makes a lot of sense. I guess they would have to do that. All right. I'll see you soon. If you get out there and hustle, you deserve to earn a lot of money. I hope you're really busy. It was a real nice change of pace not to do deliveries all day. To earn a couple of days' pay right now. Nice change of pace. I liked it. I'll see you soon. Have a good one, folks. Thanks for the likes. Bye.